Plenty at the time there for a minor, but of course my whole status changed. I left Harvard for a year and a half, toured all the main centers of the community, and then decided that it was the last chance I would have to complete my university studies. So I went back to Harvard and completed the year and a half in half a year. Of course, at the same time was handling community matters, which was a lot to do. Harvard is a tremendous training, and I think it also teaches you to work under very heavy pressure if you want to get the best out of it. It is, I think, very unique to be able to listen to the greatest authorities on practically any subject which you can imagine. There were some 350 courses being given at Harvard. I audited as many as I could. Of course, I didn't know that I was going to become Aga Khan, so that before my grandfather's death I audited and followed the courses which interested me. Then after his death I audited all those courses which I thought could help me in my work, and I think was very lucky to be able to go there. When I left Harvard, I felt that to go through a day without getting out at all was the most awful prospect. So I decided to take up a sport which I could do regularly. And I went back to skiing. I enjoyed skiing so much that I decided that I wanted to improve, and felt that the best way to reach good standard of skiing was to go in for competition. So I started racing. And I skied for the British team for, I think, 2 years, and was up for the Olympic Games. I did not train, nor did I ski with the purpose of skiing in the Olympic Games. Nor did I ski with the purpose of skiing in the Olympic Games. I skied because I wanted to improve the standards of my own standards of skiing, and because I enjoyed the sport.
The Aga Khan normally lives in his house in Paris. He's got a racing stable a few miles away at Chantilly, and 10 stud farms, 6 in France and 4 in Ireland. He owns, in fact, 242 horses. In this, he's following a family tradition.
My grandfather's father had some horses in Persia, and my grandfather had some horses in India. But it was only, I think, when he came over to Europe for the first time, and then, in fact, it wasn't even the first time, it was later on, that he got interested in horse racing and decided to build up a stable. And he built up a stable which I think was really an extraordinary achievement. The decision for me to take over the racing establishment was difficult. I have got a lot to do. To take over an establishment which had had immense success and which was as public as is horse racing was in itself a worry. I would have preferred not to take over the establishment at all than to take it over and see it dwindle and lose its vigor. So I hesitated. Added to that, I had very, very little interest in horse racing. I was educated in Switzerland and in America, and hardly ever went to the races at all.
However, having decided to take up racing, it seems characteristic of him that he's taken it up seriously.
I really am very interested in horse racing now. I watch it with the greatest interest, and if I'm not in Paris or in England or wherever the races are taking place, I'm very upset if I'm not informed of what's going on. But the problem I had, and I still have, is that my time for horse racing is limited, and I have to fit it into a tight program of work.